Qué belleza la que tú presentas bajo de ese traje, oaxaqueña de los ojos negros y la piel morena. Cuando bailas en la guelaguetza cubierta de encajes, yo te admiro y por ti suspiro al verte danzar. Juchitán, de la región ismeña, que presentas a la tehuana hermosa, con sus joyas, su fino bordado, parece una diosa. Al compás de ese su medio shiga o tehuantepec, Tuxtepec, linda Tuxtepecana, cadenciosa, como si fueras niña, con listones de multicolores al hombro tu piña. Cuando bailas la flor de la piña, descalzo tu pie. Qué belleza la que tú presentas bajo de ese traje, oaxaqueña de los ojos negros y la piel morena. Cuando bailas en la guelaguetza cubierta de encajes, yo te admiro y por ti suspiro al verte danzar. Ya la alteca de la región serrana, que engalanas al bello quelatao, con reposo envuelto a la cabeza vestido de lana. Cuando bailas el toro serrano allá en la Chatao, abnegada es la mujer mixteca, que te adornas con la palma en la sien, con soyate vestido de manta con rebozo negro, con guarache jarabe mixteco, qué bonitos son. Región de la cañada, donde canta triste la tortolita, con estampas de mujer altiva, las más atequitas, simbolizas al jugoso mango que por ahí se da. Costeñita, costeña de mi vida, que garbosas le das al zapateado. Chilenas, tus sones picantes, pícara mirada, das prestigio a tu vino, tepa fama nacional. Gran virtud de la mujer del valle, seductoras en su gracioso andar. Cuando bailas los sones de jungla moviendo tu talle, en el hombro llevas barro negro de Coyotepec. Belleza la que tú presentas bajo de ese traje, oaxaqueña de los ojos negros y la piel morena. Cuando bailas en la guelaguetza cubierta de encajes, yo te admiro y por ti suspiro al verte danzar. Yo te admiro y por ti suspiro al verte danzar.
In Oaxaca we have like 50 species of agave. But in our factory, we only use what's 27.
Okay.
We can start with the cultivated agave. That's this one, named green agave or Maguey. It's called Maguey for his leaves. As you can see, they look like swords. Swords in Spanish is espada, so that's why it's given this name. For this agave, we have to wait until 5 or 7 years to harvest it. We're gonna cut what's all the leaves, and we're gonna dig up what's the pineapple that's gonna have a round shape. This pineapple, we're gonna call it too heart of the agave, because it's gonna conserve what's all the soil, sugar, and nutrients that the Maguey needs to survive. So after 7 years has passed, we're gonna get what's the pineapple and we're gonna transfer what's the oven so we can bake them. And over here we have wild agaves. They're called wild agaves because they're not cultivated and they're not gonna have contact or not gonna be taken care by humans. So they're gonna go where the mountains or in different regions and in different climates. So over here we have what's a quiche. Quiche grows in hot temperatures, so they're gonna go near the beach. So the soil is different. This mezcal is gonna be more salty and different with the other ones. And as you can see, it's tall. So the pineapple is not gonna have a round shape. It's gonna have more like a rectangular or long shape. And over here we have a coyote. It's called like this because they're gonna be bunched all together like a family, well, like regular coyotes do. And over here we have a lumber. It's called like this because in mezcal it's very strong. You're gonna notice more with the alcohol taste and the smokiness. And because if you can see, it has kind of like a reddish color on the top of its leaves. When there's a bunch of this species in the mountains and there's a sunset, they give an illusion that the mountain is burning. So that's why it's called lumber too. And over here we have a different. The professor is a maguey that grows in cold places. You can touch it. It has different textures from the inside and the outside of its leaves.
Oh, wow.
So this maguey is going to harvest we have to wait for 10 years. And the one that's in the back is called mother.
Like shark skin.
Yeah.
A mother quiche is called like this because it's going to have baby agaves around her like it's a mom. And the difference from mother quiche and quiche is mother quiche is going to be more taller than quiche and it's going to have the baby agaves. And well, there's like a myth where people believe that mother quiche can change you and your sense of humor. For ladies, they're going to make it what's more horny. And for men, they're going to get what's their feminine side. If you drink too much this alcohol, but it depends too on the personality of the person. So any questions from all the species that we have?
Interesting. So which one do I drink now?
That one right over there.
Oh, very nice.
So we have the last one that's over here. It's called a tobala. It's going to be the smallest maguey of all. So its pineapple is going to be like the size of a football soccer ball. And for this maguey, we had to wait for 13 years.
Wow.
As you can see, this part is called a quiote. When the quiote grows out from maguey, it's a signal that the maguey is going to die. The reason is because the quiote is going to absorb all the nutrients and soil and sugar that the pineapple has, so it can feed his sons. The sons, we're referring it to the seeds. From the seeds, we get the flower and the baby magueys, and for the weight, they're gonna fall down the ground and spread their roots. Or if the quiote is starting to go out, we can harvest the maguey because when the quiote grows out, the pineapple gets wider, and when it gets wider, we're gonna have what's more sugar and more soil and more nutrients. So we're gonna have more mezcal. And for the leaves, well, they're not gonna have a function for mezcal, but we're gonna use them to make organic bags or for replacing wood for the oven. Any questions from here?
No.
So now we're gonna go to oven so you can see how it's baked.
Excellent.
Who knew? There were so many different types.
So when you think about mezcal, what's the first thing that comes in your mind?
Smoke.
Well, I'm going to explain what's going to be why mezcal has a smoky taste.
Okay.
In the front and the back, you can see the oven. So here we have two ovens. The oven that was in the front part, it's the smallest of all. It has a capacity for 5,000 pounds of maguey or pineapples. A pineapple can weigh into 100 or 300 kilograms. And from 5 kilograms, we're going to have what's 1 liter of mezcal.
Okay. So how much does it cost to harvest a pineapple from inception from flower until it's ready to be harvested? Typically, of course, it depends on the species, but if there was a standard...
Well, a cost? Well, we have to think about all the factors like the soil, the water,
Sure.
the field. It can go to what can be like 50,000 or 50,000 per year.
Okay.
of a maguey. So you can see over here, this is our oven. This oven has a capacity for 8,000 pounds of pineapple. As I mentioned before, a pineapple can weigh for 100 to 300 kilograms.
Okay.
And for 5 kilograms, we're going to have 1 liter of mezcal. Something that I didn't mention before is because of the shape of the pineapple can refer to the name of the mezcal. There's a mezcal called barrel because the shape of the pineapple is going to be like a barrel. So over here first, we're going to put what's the wood. Then when it's all fired up, we're going to put the rocks so they can maintain the hot temperature. On top, the mesquite or fiber. This is going to be wet so it can protect the pineapples from the fire. Since the pineapples are going to be baking, they're going to start getting out what's the honey. So the mesquite too is going to trap it so it doesn't kill the fire and can maintain all the heatness. So from all of this, we're going to cover it up with dirt so the smoke is going to be conserved inside here. So that's why mezcal has a smoky taste because we don't let the smoke go out. They're going to stay in here. This oven we have to wait to a week or 10 days so it can bake in all the pineapples. And from here, the pineapple is going to pass to be called penca. From here too, we have mezcal because mezcal is a Nahuatl word that means cooked agave. Any questions?
No, I do want to point out at 8,000 kilograms, that's equivalent to really 2 cars. So in that oven, you have the equivalent of 2 cars worth of just the piña, right?
Yeah.
Excellent.
So
How long does the process take?
for the oven?
Yes.
Oh, well, it could be like a week job because we have to clean what's the oven so it doesn't have like trash or it's clean because it has dirty. Well, it could refer to the taste of the pineapple. And from that, we're going to put what's all the wood. And we have to wait for like an hour when the rocks have the hot temperature. So on top of that, we can put the mesquite. And then we're gonna push what's the pineapple so it can be on top of the mesquite. And then we're gonna cover it up with dirt. And we have to put wood on top so it can be very sealed. Because if in case it's not sealed well, dirt is gonna be falling down. Then it can enter what's the cold wind, the cold temperature, and the pineapples are not gonna be cooked well. So we have to take care of if everything is okay. Because if something is not okay, the pineapple is going to be wasted, and here we're going to lose what's production and money.
And this is a big money maker, so we need to make sure we.
Well, and this is all handwork, by the way, right? This is all hand labor.
It's artisanal handwork, so there's like many kinds of mezcal. Artisanal mezcal and just like mezcal. So I think the artisanal mezcal is more okay to drink. Because they're not going to have some chemicals. Because some factories put chemicals in fermentation so it can ferment more fastly. Here, it's a long process. We have to wait for much time. But we want our mezcals to have a good quality. So,
lovely.
Yes, nice.
this is a traditional molino. Here, the pencas are going to be placed inside this, and a horse is going to move this rock. This is a Cantera rock that weighs 4,000 pounds.
Wow.
The horse is only going to work for 3 hours. So in 3 hours, we have to smash a bunch of penca so we can feel what's the feels that we have fermentation. Any questions? And over here we have baby agaves. I don't know if you can notice the tiny pineapples that I have over there. So for the past 2 years, these pineapples are gonna get bigger.
So why a horse and not donkeys?
Well, there's like a superstition that we have to use what's a horse. But this horse is going to be taken very well. They're gonna have their own bed, their food, and a good place to sleep. And because they're going to be more bigger and they're more strong.
More power. Interesting. Okay.
Step up. Step down.
8 grados. Va a depender mucho de la variedad de agave. Por lo general, el espadín.
It's heady back here.
Lots of fun smells coming from here.
So as you can notice, this place is hot. The hot temperature is the main factor to start fermentation. First, we're gonna boil what's 100 liters of water. Then we're gonna put what's the pink agave smash. It's gonna have like a pasta state. It's gonna look like this. So this is how the pink looks after the smash and we're gonna have the fermentation. We're gonna cover it so it doesn't get contaminated.
So is this equivalent to like a wort for a beer?
Yeah, it's kind of similar. They're kind of like the same.
Okay.
So once like 3 days has passed, the pink is gonna transform into tepache. It's kind of like this. The tepache is a drink we're gonna distill to have mezcal. After a week has passed, the tepache is ready to distill it. That's over here. We're gonna see what the liquid. And the tepache is going to be boiling. Then the vapor is going to pass in the pipe, and we're going to contact with the cold water and the condenser. The gas state is going to turn into a liquid state.
Okay.
And from here, we're going to have mezcal. In the first distillation, mezcal is going out with 60% alcohol. That mezcal is not legalized to sell because it has a big quantity. So from here, we have 2 options. We can age this mezcal because wood absorbs alcohol, or we can do a second distillation to reduce the alcohol to make young mezcal. We're gonna have still we're bringing tepache and we're gonna refill it and do a second distillation. In this second distillation, we're gonna have mezcal. It's gonna have 38%.
Okay.
While agaves only kind of have a first distillation because if they have a second one, they're gonna lose their properties or they're not gonna taste good.
Ferment differently.
And they're gonna have 44.5 alcohol. If we want mezcal to have a different flavor, if it's not wild agaves, because wild agaves they have their own flavor, something unique from them that's gonna be the difference from the others. So for Maguey spreading, if we want other flavor, we can do a third distillation. Inside of the liquid, we're gonna come packing up with a chicken breast or a bunny breast, beer, iguana, with fruit, pineapples, grapes, orange. So for the hot temperature, the meat is gonna get out with the juice, and they're gonna serve what's the flavor. And this mezcal is gonna be called Mezcal de Pechuga. But in some mezcals, you can notice more with the meat or the fruit flavor.
Okay.
It depends on the quantity of these both things have. If it has more chicken, it has more fruit. And another one, we can have a cannabis inside. We're gonna put what's like something that's gonna separate what's the cannabis from the tepache.
Okay.
So when the vapor is gonna pass, it can absorb this flavor, and this mezcal is gonna have an herbal flavor. Or if we want what's rested or aged mezcal, we're gonna put them in barrels. So a rested is gonna be considered to 3 months to 11 months, and an aged to 1 to 3 years.
So those fresh barrels, are those previously used or charred barrels or?
No, this is gonna be new barrels.
All new barrels.
Red oak.
Red oak. Okay.
I think for mezcal, it depends too of how people like it. This is just not beautiful.
Yeah, how long have you been here?
I have been working here for 2 years.
2 years. Okay, what is your favorite part about working here?
I think my favorite part is like getting people drunk when they're pushing mezcal.
That's always a fun time.
Well, the thing of mezcal is you're not gonna have a terrible hangover.
Hey, that's good to know.
Yes.
If you only drink mezcal, but if you drink mezcal with another drink, of course you're gonna have a terrible hangover.
Oh no. Okay,
Don't
well,
mix it.
I found my new favorite alcohol.
Good for digestion as well, they say.
Yeah, I heard it's very like the healthy choice in different herbs and
Well,
alcohols and
if
things.
our grandparents say that you have to drink a cup of mezcal to start the day, so you can be healthy and strong.
Very nice.
So in our field, we have 3 species of agave. here we have what's Maguey Espadín, Tepestate. In the small one, we have Tovala, or you can see the Tovala over here.
Mm-hmm.
These agaves have only 4 years old.
Well, that's about as big as it's going to get, though, isn't it? The size-wise.
Well, the size, well, it depends too. What's underground? The pineapple's gonna go more bigger.
Sure, but this is about the size of the crown. Yeah.
It's like a family of the cactus. Depending on how much space it has, it's gonna depend the size. Because when they're more in the mountains, we're gonna have agaves that are gonna be like my height, like what's the leaves. So the pineapple's gonna be huger.
Where's the best mezcal made?
Well, it depends. Well, everything depends on how the people like the mezcal. Here we have a mezcal that's been winning
Don Agave.
Well, in that case, I was explaining, in our factory we have a mezcal that's been winning 2 years a competition. That's a Tovala. It's a third distillation that has 36% alcohol. That's our mezcal winner, and that's the best that we have in here in our factory.
Very nice. I'm going to make sure I try that one before I leave today. Very good.
So, do you sell your aged products as well?
Yeah, we
Okay.
have aged mezcal. We have two one, first year and a second year age.
Okay.
So the first is gonna be kind of crystal, and the age you're gonna know is more the brown color. The same thing for rest of the mezcal. They're gonna have a yellow color because the color they're gonna get it from the wood.
Did you say they get the color from the wood?
Yeah.
And what kind of wood would you say is most used?
Well, in our factory we use what's red oak.
Okay.
Because it depends too, because every factory they have kind of like the same things or different things. So I think the difference from our factory is because we do everything like a long process. We're patient because what we want is not like massive production. We want our mezcal to have a good quality.
That's what I like to hear. Very good.
So, when you guys come here to process these things, obviously it's a small working area. You got machetes. You're cutting out the leaves first. How many people work a field of this size?
Here we have 5 workers taking care of the magueys. But we only have a field here. This field is for like the tourists you can see.
Sure.
But we have another field over the mountains. We have another like 5 people taking care of the horses. And these are the horses that we use that's going to be pulling the rock. There's the one over there.
Do you just have these 3?
No, we have more over there.
Oh. It's beautiful here.
It is that.
Yes.
So, how much acreage have you got for Don Agave? Or hectares, or however you
It
calculate.
could be, I think from this field, I think it's 10 hectares. But we have another one that's like at the bottom of this mountain. It's like another 5.
Sure.
Okay.
So, how do you feel about the Texas agave plantations that are taking place right now to grow mezcal? You have feelings on that?
Well, I think it's very okay because there's some agaves that are in risk. So trying to have like a solution to plant them, to conserve them, I think it could be like a good idea. But I think it's about like competition something.
Okay. Very nice. So when you ship things to the U.S. and you're doing large shipments or co-packing or a situation like that, are you talking about container size of that? Like railroad containers or semis?
About, like bottles.
Oh, okay.
Because some people like come here, but they don't have. They can take it by a plane. So some people like buy like 2 boxes of mezcal, and we're gonna send them later.
So what if we wanted to buy, say, I don't know, a pallet of mezcal?
Well, it could. You can take it like more with the one that's in charge, like in the production.
Sure.
Because they have like more contacts. They can like found another transport to make like more cheaper.
Of course.
Or to everything be okay. Because we do have our factory, like we have like more production. But we try to conserve it all here in Mexico. So we want it to be like kind of like more traditional. But yeah, we can do it.
Okay, so have you got a factory in the U.S. as well, or just in Mexico?
Just in Mexico.
Mexico.
We have only here that's for Itla,
Okay.
our factory, but that's like filling the bottles, making what's the creams and liquors.
Sure. Excellent. Ladies, any questions?
No?
Okay.
Let's get some drinks in us and then we'll...
Well, you just wait there, young lady.
No, I'm just
All right, on we go.
try do the tasting here, and I highly recommend coming to Oaxaca, by the way. And
It's just so gorgeous.
yeah, everyone told me before I left, Amber, get to a distillery. So this is it.
I thought it said get you to a nunnery.
That too.
A little bit of both.
Yes. And have you lived here your whole life?
Well, I've been living here for 10 years.
10 years. And where did you come from?
Well, I was born in California, from Santana.
And is this like a family business, or is this how did you get into this? I mean, it's such an exciting type of job to have.
Yeah, it's a family business. I came here because I have a friend that works here, so that's why I came here to work. And yeah,
Oh, you have lime trees.
yeah, we
Look at
have.
that. I didn't even realize. So all your drinks, you have your own limes.
Yeah.
Okay. I love that.
And let's just see if I can grasp onto it. Yeah, someone took a lot of pictures. What the heck?
So here I brought 3 basics from Maguey Espadin. This one young mezcal, and these 2 are rested in barrels of barrel for 6 months. As you can notice the difference, this one has a crystal color and this one has a yellow color. And you can see the worm.
Is that from the worm? Is that the discoloration
Yeah.
in there? Okay. I offered Lindsay $100 if she eat it, so we'll see. You don't have to, Lindsay. It's okay. So why do you mark them different colors? Is it just because the alcohol content?
No, they
or
have the same alcohol, it's just because they're different
Aging.
mezcal.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
Flavorings and types.
So what up is that? Though is up to 364 days old, correct? Okay. Añejo is older than that, and the Blanco, depending on the distillery, could be incredibly young, could be that day or could be a few months later. Cool.
What is the oldest mezcal that you think you have your
I
hands on
think
here?
it's only like 2 years because, like what I mentioned before, wood absorbs alcohol. So after 3 years, it's gonna serve like all the alcohol, and we're gonna give us only water. So I think the recommendation or in our factory it's only like an aging of 2 years, but there could be ages of more years. But you have to like wet the wood with mezcal, so we can observe the alcohol from outside, not from the inside.
Okay. Good to know.
So here in Oaxaca, we say that mezcal is like a lady. We're gonna drink it with love, respect, and by kisses, by sips. So, do you know the correct way to drink mezcal?
You need to show us.
So there's not like a correct way. Every person has like his own way to drink it. But in this way, as you can notice the flavor that the mezcal has. So first, we're gonna smell the mezcal, and then we're gonna breathe. The moment we breathe, we're gonna have a sip of mezcal or the quantity we want. We're gonna move it around in our mouth for 2-3 seconds, swallow it, and expose the air from our mouth.
Just like a wine.
We're gonna notice a hot feeling in our chest and how the mezcal is gonna transform like all in our mouth. Because we breathe before, because if you breathe during drinking it, the alcohol is gonna burn your mouth.
Good to know. Okay, well, should we give it a shot? What do you think? Cheers.
Salute.
Cheers, Lindsay.
Oh, there's some in there.
Less now.
We're all.
I didn't think there was anything
She's
in
got
there.
us. So. I think I did it right. I don't know.
This is lovely.
Critique me all you need.
Well, if you didn't burn you, didn't cough, you did it well.
Okay, well, but great.
So, did you notice the flavor that this mezcal has? Or was it too smoky? Or
It was more of a light smoke than I imagined, me personally. But it did have a great taste. It was more smooth. I mean, in comparison to the other ones, because I didn't even know the difference between tequila and mezcal, but we'll talk about that later. But no, I enjoyed it. How about you, Bob?
Honey, nice approach of honey on this. It's got a full mouth of spices as well. It's lovely, and the smoke is very mild, very subtle.
Very smooth.
So now we're gonna try the rest of the one with worm. The worm with the maguey is kind of be like a parasite. It's gonna be inside the leaves, on top of the leaves, or in the dirt near to the roots. But it's like a good thing because it's gonna protect the maguey from other illness or parasite if it's controlled. But if there's like a bunch of worms or like an excess of worms, this same can ill the maguey. So we have to like dig like a piece apart to check into like how much worms there are. If there's like more, we have to get it out and toast them and make them like in salsa or make worm salt.
Very nice.
So what the worm is going to do in the
Salsa,
barrel,
you know, nice salsa. Worm salt.
Yeah.
first we're going to toast in alcohol, and in the barrel we're going to put like 200 kilograms of worm, and the worm is going to absorb the alcohol. So here in Oaxaca, if you get the worm, you have to eat it because it's a meaning of good luck. But the moment you eat it, it's kind of like burn your mouth because all the alcohol concentration that it has.
It's been soaking in there.
If we ate that worm, we'd probably get a good buzz off that worm. Right? Just a little.
But you want the worm, and this is why, because you also had your first oyster with us, right?
I did.
So we saw the face on that. I think it's only appropriate that then you have the worm here, and this is why you're here, because you're looking for these new adventures, right? And here you are, girl.
I mean,
She gets the worm.
If you pour it and it comes out, I guess there's no choice. But
Well, she'll pour ours first, and then you'll magically get yours.
Well, let's see who's going to get it.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Did you choose that bottle on purpose, or
No, every bottle's going to have a worm.
Oh. I mean, because it's like there's so much.
No, the bottles could be like half filled.
Okay, so you chose.
We had
the
two
one that
straws. We could use them like
got the worm, huh?
chopsticks and extract that little guy too.
Oh, I'm
But
sweating.
you just haven't finished.
Oh yeah.
You can
Here we
finish this,
go.
you're not
Here
going
we
to
go.
finish it.
Feeling fancy. Okay. Oh, it's Lindsay. Lindsay needs a look. She's like, I'm getting lucky today. Maybe. I don't know.
No, I'm still lucky.
Okay, Rosa gets it.
So, a way to notice if our alcohol has a good quality, or to know how much alcohol it has, is shaking it. And these bubbles are called perlado. The perlado are the bubbles that the mezcal makes when you shake it. It has to make bubbles if you shake it. If it doesn't, it means that the mezcal is not a good quality. Like I mentioned before, mezcal in the first distillation is going to go out with 60% alcohol. Some factories, some people can do a second distillation, but a distillation is going to be like for 8 hours, so it'll be like a whole day work. Or some only put water to reduce the alcohol. So this is like a hack or a tip to notice if the mezcal is pure and to notice how much alcohol it has. I'm going to bring later a 45% of alcohol so you can notice the difference. This is a 38, so the bubbles are more little and they disappear faster. But for a 44, they're going to be more bigger and they're going to last long.
Very okay.
Interesting.
Nice. Maybe we can shake that in front of the camera there so they can maybe see what we're talking about. Here you go.
Shaky, shaky,
So,
shaky.
There's, I don't know if you wanna, can you see that? Okay. Very good.
Now these limes, these are not Persian limes. These are almost akin to like a key lime, yet they're not that either. So tell us about these foods, Nancy.
These are oranges. Well, traditional here in Oaxaca, we drink mezcal alone. We don't drink it with a piece of orange. But like we're gonna be trying different kinds of mezcal. We're gonna pick a piece of orange with warm salt. We're gonna eat it, so it can clean our mouth to not confuse the flavors of each mezcal we're gonna try.
Sure. Now we walked past these beautiful lime bushes that you had over there. So you got lime over there.
Yeah. Well, sometimes we cut them if they're ready, but they're not ready. Yeah, they can look really small. Yeah.
But what kind are they? Because even those are not Persians nor keys. So what are they?
They're like endemic limes from Oaxaca, and
Oaxacan limes.
we harvest them like each summer, so we have to wait for the next year
Sure.
Oh, makes sense.
to harvest them.
And these are green, so that must mean these oranges are very fresh because I have seen green oranges and they're like in Florida because I haven't really seen oranges in.
So how was the warm mezcal? Was it good?
Oh, I didn't try it.
Okay.
Oh, here, should I go? Cheers.
Cleanse my palate first.
Okay, I don't know why, but it just makes my heart warm. Warm.
Definitely more
No
of
pun
a
intended.
smoky flavor than the first one.
Yeah, it's really good. It's like
Very smooth though.
it's very smooth. And here, let's see here. Got it.
It has the same percent alcohol.
Yep.
The difference is gonna be the smoke taste.
Yeah. So I officially tried a mezcal with the worm in it. I never thought I'd see the day. So it's very good. Very good.
Too bad you didn't get the worm.
I know I'm kind of avoiding it, but I'm willing. Sometimes I say things too soon, but perfect. So what's the next one?
The next thing I'm gonna try is the roasted one. But from this, you still have it. From this, I want you to wait a little bit before you drink it because I'm gonna explain something.
For sure. I'm gonna clear my palate with this one.
The lovely green oranges.
So, I mentioned before about the perlado. Another way to notice if your mezcal has a good quality is you're gonna move around your cup, and you're gonna notice that it's gonna have something oil, not gonna have an oil on the top, or you can see how the oil is
As
going
a
down
residue?
your cup.
I mean,
Yeah. This thing is called the body of the mezcal, and the one that's going down the cup are called the legs of the mezcal. The residue. So this is another way to notice that your mezcal is pure.
okay. Now I'm gonna know what the good stuff is from now on. Hey, cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Shot. I'm just kidding. I'm not, but yeah. I like this one the most, I think. I don't know why.
Was it less smoky than the other ones?
It was. And not that I don't like the smoky, it's just it was
Calm.
very
Yes,
smooth.
it's more of a calm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Much
Felt like
more
I'm riding the
complexity.
ocean.
Much more complexity.
Yeah, indeed. Makes me think.
Well, Mezcal was a female after all, right?
Indeed.
So it
No
makes
wonder.
sense that they're calm. Right?
Fantastic. Oh my goodness.
So now I'm gonna bring some wild agave so you can try the difference between my 38. Well, these are from Maguey, so now I'm gonna try different ones. And like I mentioned before, each wild agave is gonna have like its own taste. So they're not gonna be rested or they're not gonna have a third distillation. All of these are young mezcal from the first distillation. So I'm gonna bring some so you can try them.
Perfect. Thank you. The excitement's setting in.
Yep.
Oh yeah. We're gonna have some fun, guys. And we got lots of stuff going on for the rest of the day.
Busy schedule.
Yes. So
Wild agave, the ones that are available because a lot of people are drinking it. So here I brought quiche. The quiche is the one that goes in hot places. And you can notice when you shake it, the bubbles are more big than they lost now.
That's a lot longer.
This one is a 44%. And over here we have a 36. This is the mezcal that I told you that's the winner of a house from the competitions. So I want you guys to try it.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
that's exciting.
Big
I love
winner.
usually when I go anywhere, I'll say, hey, you know, what is your best known dish or your best known drink, most popular? So it's always an honor for sure. And this is Don Agave.
And it's a Kabbalah, and it's kind of smooth because it's gonna have 36% alcohol.
Okay. Now is this gonna have more of a smoky or is it gonna be smoother?
It's gonna be smoother.
Okay.
Right.
Nancy, have you ever seen a thing such as this?
Yeah.
It
I think it's a bottle plastic, right?
No, it's glass.
It's
But
glass? Oh,
in the
okay.
center of the bottle, you can see a scorpion tail.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very large scorpion,
I'm not eating that, Bob.
and it is a remarkable product. And I've not seen it anywhere. This was a gift at our restaurant that someone had brought to us. I've not seen it anywhere. Is this something which you think might be available here in Oaxaca?
It's something very rarely.
Okay.
Because, like I mentioned before, we have to be segregated from the government. Well, you can put like what's animals in the bottles, but like some people have been got talks about that because some factories are not like in the government. They're like kind of illegal factories. So and it's more cheaper, so people go buy them. And so in the moment there were people that got toxic by that.
Right.
So the government told us that we cannot have that mezcal in our factories just to make sure it's not something that's happened because mezcal is gonna get bad, like have a bad view from tourists.
Of course.
Yeah, some people can do it, but you have to have like a business certification to sell that mezcal. So
That's very rare.
Yeah.
A few minutes ago, I pulled out a picture of a bottle of a mezcal, which is brought to us by one of our former cooks, Rosa's family, from Oaxaca. And it was an extraordinary mezcal. It didn't last long by us. And in a full-size glass bottle, it has this, again, full-size scorpion, probably 8 or 9 inch scorpion that's hanging from its tail inside of it. And as Nancy is describing to us that, by and large, that type of procedure is not valid, is not legal. Just because you can't have additives and things, you can't do a variety of things that are beyond the normal scope of the manufacturing, the purity of the agave itself, and or I'm sure of the Maguey and the entire process that goes on to make a mezcal into what a mezcal is. So these little craft distillers, just like anything back home, will make some things that they're small enough that they can get by with their production quotas. And now we've learned that this is the same thing taking place here. So Nancy, thank you very much for the elucidation.
Yeah, thank you. Very good. So now we have the award-winning, and once again, this is called the Don Agave, and this is made here. So
it's
everything. Very good. Cheers, guys. Cheers. Just excited. I see why this is award-winning. Very good.
Absolutely lovely.
Yes.
This is a beautiful product.
Extremely smooth.
Let's go. No, I'm just kidding.
So for comparison, we haven't talked about prices, but for example, the prices just in Oaxaca for the Blanco, the Reposado, for one of these things, as opposed to what would the price of this be?
Well, the cultivated Maguey, mezcal Maguey are going to be kind of accessible because, well, this costs 500 pesos.
Okay.
For wild agave mezcal, they're going to be more expensive. That's for his name, but they're wild.
Sure.
And we have to go find them, or we don't have too much production of this mezcal.
Sure.
So, this presentation that I brought here, it's the small size of quiche, and it has the price of 800 pesos.
Okay.
We have a medium size that's 375 milliliters that has a price of 1,200 pesos. And the big size, depending on the species, it could be into 1,800 to 2,100 pesos.
Very nice. I'll take 7. Team. So good to know.
Well, even that is not particularly expensive because if you're thinking about one of your standard options, it comes into U.S. about $12.50. This probably comes in somewhere around $28 per bottle. It's still very inexpensive for the amount of craft and time that goes into that.
Yeah.
So mezcal is a category that has been played up pretty nicely the last 20 years, but it's only the last 2 or 3 where it has developed the kind of prominence and respect as a spirit. And it was a long time to get it just away from the people thinking about it is another tequila that you just want to slam back and not taste.
No.
And it certainly is not that. And in many ways, I think that the onset of really good mezcals has opened the door for some good tequilas to come in the marketplace as well, and which otherwise probably never would have happened. So it's interesting to just see how things evolve and take place, but this is very undervalued then for what the quality of this clearly is. This is an extraordinary product that you have here.
All the work
Cheers
that
to you.
goes into it.
Yeah. Since waiting the agave to grow and to be ready to harvest it.
Right.
So how was the Tobalat? Was it good?
It was good.
I'm gonna try
Did
to
you
take it home.
notice the complete flavor that it has from cultivated agaves? So now you're gonna try what's quiche. Quiche is gonna be kind of smoky for the salt that it has for the soil of the beach, well,
Okay.
in crop temperature.
Okay.
So now you're gonna try it. From here, I just want to ask, how much is your Spanish? Is it okay? It's
Wait, how much is our what?
how much you can talk Spanish, because I want to say like a verso, like it's kind of like a poem.
Okay.
So
The more intoxicated you get, the more your tongue frees and you can speak the language.
Yeah.
I guess is where she's
Oh
getting.
yeah, no, I speak fluent Spanish after a few of these. Just kidding. Let's see. But no, you know, for my size, I think maybe I can drink a good amount. If that's what we're talking
I'm
about.
talking about bottles here because
Yeah, bottles.
Yeah, good amount of bottles.
Yeah, good amount of bottles.
it's early in the day.
Yeah.
The clothes are still on, so let's keep that in mind. So
Mezcal makes your shoes come
Cheers.
off. Yes, cheers, guys. All right, I was kind of excited to try this one because it's like such a small
Yes, it's
quantity
very
in a bottle. So I was like, ooh, this must be, you know, a product to want to have because.
cheer for them, for their beauty. Cheer for them, for the nice body. Cheer for them, for their nice mouths or lips. Who are these? Are they the women? No, they're the bottles.
Very.
Cheers. En español, can you say?
Es brindemos por ellas, por ser las más bellas. Brindemos por ellas, por su cuerpo de fondo estrecho y boca pequeña. Brindemos por ellas. ¿Quiénes son? Las mujeres, no, las botellas. So like in the half of it, people, well, women would think that's for them, but like in the final, no, it's for the bottles, and they were like, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, very beautiful. Thank you for doing that
lovely.
for us in Spanish and in English. Always good. I definitely am inspired to learn quite a bit of Spanish.
Me too.
For the next
Yes.
trip, for sure. So, and thanks again.
So how was quiche? Did you have tried it or?
This is wonderful.
You're still kissing
I actually
Definitely
prefer.
more flavorful.
Yeah, I prefer the one
Yeah.
before this in many ways because to me that is more like a single malt scotch, not tasting like scotch, but just the evolution of it. And this is almost like, to me, a step in the opposite direction, more towards the bourbon. And in my mind, at least, I know bourbons are incredibly hot. It's a big segment now, but a scotch is really what you drink when you are an aficionado of the spirit. Cheers.
Indeed. Cheers. Cheers. Yeah, it definitely was a little bit more of a punch.
Was it too strong? Because it's a Mezcal 44.
I'll
it's
do a
like-
few more out. It won't be strong. No, it is very good, and I did sense that type scotch feeling as I drank it. The punch. as they
Yes,
call it. So
definitely more of a punch in this.
yes.
It's almost the wisp of a cocoa-esque kind of thing that I get out of this that, yeah, I didn't anticipate getting at all. What's that about?
Oh, the flavor that you get from quiche? Well, it's like I mentioned before. Well, the main factor of the flavor that every wild agave can have is from the soil. The soil is gonna be different. Like I mentioned before, Tobalan and Pestate, they're gonna grow more with floral or plants that have aroma. So this mezcal is gonna be smoother, but they're gonna be flavorful. Or we have an ensemble. An ensemble is a combination of 7 different types of agave.
Oh my.
They're not gonna be blended together in the drink like mezcal.
Sure.
No, they're gonna have in the oven 7 different types of pineapples. They're gonna be mixing in the beginning. So this is gonna have more like a fruity flavor, or kind of like a bomb, because it's gonna have like 7 different species in one bottle.
Oh. Wow. I want to try
I
that.
kind of like the jiggly mixed cup though, but
Yeah.
okay.
Si alguien habla de mi mujercita, si alguien habla de mí en tu presencia, diles que yo soy tu negro santo, diles que yo soy tu negro santo, yo soy un feo que sabe amar con todo su corazón y te quiere de verdad. Yo soy un feo que sabe amar con todo su corazón y te llevan al altar.
Pagini kabena espadawini, pagini kabena nesanulu, gusira kabena spidono, gusira kabena spidono, nanga di feo ni nanasi, negi dubida sido, nasa chaga ganeri, nanga di feo ni nanasi. Negi dubida sido nasa chaga ganeri. Si alguien habla de mi mujercita, si alguien habla de mí en tu presencia, diles que yo soy tu negro santo. Diles que yo soy tu negro santo. Yo soy un feo que sabe amar con todo su corazón y te quiere de verdad. Yo soy un feo que sabe amar con todo su corazón y te llevará al altar.